Hello everyone and welcome back to the Book of Knowledge. Today we're going to talk about the hidden secrets of heaven and hell. We're also going to talk about the history and the meaning behind the letter H and what all this has to do with the meaning of life. So here we go. The letter H, life, the ladder to heaven and hell. The origins of the letter H can be traced all the way back to the ancient Egyptian hieroglyph Haiti, which means thread. It is a picture of a piece of thread looped back on itself and twisted together. The Phoenician letter Heth originally came from the center of the Egyptian Haiti and looked like the modern number 8. The Phoenician Heth was then squared off to resemble a rectangle divided in half, or two squares on top of each other. The Phoenician Heth became the Greek Eta that led to the Latin H that we use today. H can represent the place where you are currently living, meaning where you are as you are alive, as opposed to the address where you live. It can be your house, your home, or even your hut, but if you're traveling, it may be a hotel or a hostel. It's about being here. The sound made by the letter H is the sound you make when you are breathing, and the Latin halare, meaning to breathe, is the root of inhale and exhale, meaning to breathe in and to breathe out. The letter H is also related to heat, as well as your heart or your heartbeat. These are your vital signs associated with your health, and they can be monitored at the hospital. Hopefully, however you were hurt, they can help you heal. This way you will not end up in hospice. The caduceus, a widely known and recognized symbol for healthcare, is really a depiction of the ancient Egyptian Haiti. The letter H represents your life, not in terms of your path through life or your experiences, but in terms of the fact that you are alive and you have not died. History is full of violence and evil. It was not uncommon for villages to be pillaged, sacked, and burned, or for people to be hunted, enslaved, and slaughtered. The fact that you are still alive also gives us words like hiding, helpless, horror, and humble, as well as hunter and hunted. The word hate is related to the original Egyptian hieroglyph Haiti, which is a thread looped back on itself and twisted together. This also resembles a noose that you would hang someone from, resulting in ending their life. Perhaps the letter H is a pictograph of a throat with a noose around it, but that theory figuratively hangs from a thread. The letter H is the 8th letter. The number 8 looks the same as the original version of the Phoenician letter Heth that comes from the center of the Egyptian Haiti. The musical scale that we use today, with the notes ranging from A to G, was discovered by Pythagoras in ancient Greece. The 8th note that would be H is actually A because it is the octave of the original A and it resonates in unison. The 8th note is called the octave because oct means 8, as in octopus and octagon. The octave of a stringed instrument is found by dividing the string in half, and the number 8 resembles a resonating string that is divided in half to create the octave. The number 8 also resembles two musical notes stacked on top of each other. When played musically, you get the note and its third, or the third and the perfect fifth. A note played with its octave and its third or its perfect fifth creates a harmony. When all the notes are played together, you get a major chord. The sum of the angles of any triangle is 180 degrees. The sum of the angles of any square is 360 degrees. The sum of the angles of a pentagon is 540 degrees. If these numbers were not measurements of angles but were resonant frequencies, the sound of the triangle would resonate at 180 hertz, or the note F sharp. The sound of a square would resonate at 360 hertz, creating another F sharp, or the low octave. The sound of the pentagon would resonate at 540 Hz, or the C sharp that creates the perfect fifth that resonates in perfect harmony. The septagon or heptagon would resonate at 900 Hz, or the A sharp that adds the third needed to create an F sharp major chord. The letter H has seemed to take a hard left turn from being about living to music. This is because octaves, thirds, and fifths and chords create harmonies, and harmonies are what bring life to music. The letter H symbolizes the Greek god Hermes, who was a personification of the planet Mercury. Hermes was the messenger of the gods. Hermes held the caduceus, symbolizing life, but led the dead to Hades. When Hermes was one day old, he found a turtle shell on the ground, and he strung it with a piece of string, inventing the lyre. The piece of string, or thread, that Hermes strings the lyre with is the string that forms the Egyptian Haiti, that is divided in half to create the octave and twisted together. Hermes trades the lyre to Apollo in exchange for the caduceus. It is fun to point out that Hermes and Apollo are best friends in Greek mythology. The reason that Hermes is so close to Apollo is because Hermes represents Mercury and Apollo represents the sun. So Hermes is so close to Apollo because Mercury is so close to the sun. The letter H and the number 8 represent Saturn, the god who ate his children, as they are both divided in half to create duality. The number 8 and the Phoenician Heth both show the two circles that represent the two cycles of time, the cycles of the sun and the cycle of the moon. The number 8 tipped on its side is the symbol for infinity. God is the personification of infinity because he is the creator of all existence. The God who created existence is the God who gives you life, which brings us back to the 8th letter, H, that represents being alive. Both the letter H and the number 8 originate with the Egyptian Haiti and represent Saturn, or you could say that Saturn comes from Haiti, just like Satan comes from Hades. The letter H also symbolizes a rung on a ladder, specifically the rung you are standing on right now. The H represents the fact that you are alive and the exact spot where you are. Everything you do throughout your life, as you make decisions in the moment, as you experience them, will take you up the ladder to heaven to be with Saturn, or down the ladder to hell to be with Satan. This is why the symbol of the ladder represents life, in the same way as the letter H and the number 8, that derive from the Egyptian Haiti, or the thread that ties all of these ideas together. Okay, so now that we've talked about the letter H and how it represents heaven and hell, now we can talk about some things we've talked about before. Like in the video, Santa Claus, the Torch of Enlightenment, and the Duality of God, we talk about how Saturn represents both God and Satan as the two opposing forces of the same thing, of Saturn, the planet that's divided in half. So we see God living in heaven, represented by the letter H, and we see Satan living in hell, represented by the letter H. Because remember, H is life, but it's also the place where you live. Okay, now let's take another step back and look at the words heaven and hell. And I'm hoping that some of my subscribers are seeing it already. But if you're not subscribed or if you're new here, Check out the video L is for Mars, V is for Venus, the gods of love and violence. And that video explains how God is a combination of Mars and Venus, the god and goddess of love and war. God can be a combination of the sun and the moon, which represents light and darkness, or good and evil. Or God can be a combination of Mars and Venus, or man and woman, because man and woman come together to create babies, and that means man and woman is the creator, or God. So the word heaven contains the V for Venus, and Venus is the goddess of love. Venus, the symbols for Venus are new life, love, and the color green. And green symbolizes new life. Check out the video, The Orange Man and the Green Man, a look into ancient color symbolism. Now the word hell contains the L, which represents Mars. And the symbols for Mars are fire and war, or a sword, and the color red, like Satan is red, and there's fire in hell, and war is hell, and heaven is love and eternal life with God. So once again we're seeing Mars and Venus in God, because love is heaven and war is hell. So that's the end of this video. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the like button, comment down below, share this video with your friends. Please, I have the opposite problem as everybody else. My viewers are like 90% of my views come from people who are already subscribed to the channel. I need to reach new people, and YouTube doesn't help me do that, so I need some shares. Please help me get this message out. Thank you very much, and once again, I'm out of here.